but that's how they try to categorize.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me.
Not
You see,
you.
it ain't no name I won't name.
Exactly.
It's up.
Not you.
You know what I'm saying? And just for Minister Farrakhan, I love you, but the way you read that, I took that as a slight. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking no disrespect from nobody. So let's get on the phone. And let's talk that out. I don't care who you are. I ain't taking no slice from nobody. Right? I ain't taking no slice from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah. I'm Christian too.
Michael Jordan. What about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize. And God loved me. You understand? They hit me. Gap, Adidas, all that away. Still Forbes, who hate me, right, had to write net worth 400 million. Jesus is king. God loved me.
That's more important thing in life.
That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? And this truth is going to be heard. Y'all can't send none of y'all Meek Mills, y'all Puffies, y'all Lil Boozy, none of these names, none of these people that have to listen to y'all because they have legal. I never killed nobody, right? I'm the pussy that never killed nobody, right? But that means I can say whatever I want and not go to jail.
The fact that Chris Stokes had me and Jarrell Houston in a room sucking each other.
Now, there's been a lot of back and forth for years. Raspy word against Chris Stokes' word. Raspy had released some tapes years after B2K broke up, and on the tapes, he was confessing about the abuse he allegedly endured. After the tapes made its rounds, Raspy was pressed by alleged group members, which he had to recant his statement and say he made everything up. Then, years later, Raspy built up the courage to come forward once again and say, hey, I wasn't lying, I was telling the truth. However, I was scared for my life. Raspy was ready to tell his story years ago with popular blogger Jason Lee, but Chris Stokes and Marcus Houston immediately blocked that interview, which triggered Raspy because he felt like once again he was being silenced.
I'm getting a bunch of calls from my loved ones, people that support me, and they're like, take this down, deal with this privately. But I say, yo, they've ruined me publicly. They should. And you know what? That means a lot to me.
That's all I'm saying. Well, I can't say I'm leaving because I'm saying my loyalty lies with my brother, right?
And your brother's loyalty lies with Chris Stokes.
I know it do, but I still got to.
And I respect that. And that's I was just calling you out of respect. You know what I'm saying? Out of respect. But I tell you.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to, they ain't gonna get in the room and say in front of my mic, he ain't gonna say in front of Michael Houston he did that shit. He ain't gonna say. My guy in the room and y'all in the room and you say that you said this, he ain't gonna say that. He's not gonna say that.
You know what? That's not what I want. But you know what? God is the ultimate revenge. I'm not trying to seek revenge. I'm just like, I'm letting it be known.
Vengeance is the Lord's.
I'm not lying. You know what I'm saying? I'm not lying about the thing.
Be home in a minute then. Yeah, I'll talk to y'all. I'll holler back at you, man.
God bless, Pops.
I want to cry right now. I feel so bad for you. And I feel bad because it was my brother that did it.
So, you ever heard of Panda? Like I was telling you, Panda. So you got Panda Panda is a secret code for a certain thing. And so when it comes down to that certain thing, what it is you basically have a certain nerve in your rectum. And if you touch that nerve, you can turn a person into an animal. You can turn a person into whatever you want them to be if you just hold them down. So pretty much when you see black eyes like Blueface and, you know, shit like that, he got beat up, but he didn't get beat up where you thought he got beat up. He got beat up somewhere else. Okay. And so the eyes come out. and they call them panda eyes. And they do this to, so you see people with this.
Look at this. Do y'all see this? And y'all know who that is. She involved with that one chick that do all the ritualistic things with the, I don't even know her name starts with an M or something, but look at this. You see what this is? I'm gonna let y'all read it because I don't want TikTok to take it down. Do you see this? What the actual freak, bro?
Guns are for punks.
CJ, you got a cool little homie here.
And when you left, Nelson brought the gun to me and told me to take it to the police station and turn it in.
What? You're gonna shoot me?
I don't know what I was gonna do, but I ain't gonna let you punk me like you punk little flunkies.
Model, producer, actress Chrissy Teigen tweeted, "I have blocked over 1 million people, 1 million people today, and I am still flooded with 6 psychopaths. So please, spare me the, just ignore them, they're trolls." Why? What was going on that she had to take such a scorched earth approach to these quote-unquote trolls? Well, what Teigen failed to mention in this tweet is that on the same day, she also deleted over 60,000 tweets. It was the content of these deleted tweets that had many people questioning if the rumors about Chrissy Teigen and her husband John Legend allegedly having close ties to deceased child trafficker Jeffrey Epstein could be true. Hey guys, this TikTok is an excerpt of a 40-minute video that just premiered on my YouTube channel, Parasite TV. The link is in my bio. Here are some of those tweets. I'm going to Anthony Weiner this kid. To understand how depraved and relevant this specific tweet is, we'll take a quick trip down Weiner Lane.
Anthony Weiner's in a familiar position, apologizing again for inappropriate behavior.
There is no question that what I did was wrong. This behavior is behind me. I've apologized to my wife, Huma.
In 2011, Anthony was serving in his 6th term as a New York congressman, was quite powerful, rich, and well-liked, even appearing on The Daily Show and The Bill Maher Show. On May 27, 2011, Anthony posted a picture publicly of his junk, thankfully covered up by his underwear, but the man posted a stiffy pic as a married congressman. Now's a good time to bring up the fact that his wife was at the time Hillary Clinton's right-hand woman. So not only is he a powerful government official, but his wife, Huma Abedin, was probably even more important and powerful, so this dick pic was a bad move. Even more embarrassing was his explanation. Weiner had accidentally posted the picture instead of DMing it to what he described as a college-aged female. But on June 10th, 2011, it came out that at least one of the females he was texting inappropriately was a 17-year-old girl in Delaware. It was after this that he publicly stated he would be taking a leave of absence, but he was basically let go after a large amount of media pressure and backlash from his colleagues.
Today I'm announcing my resignation from Congress. So my colleagues can get back to work, my neighbors can choose a new representative, and most importantly, that my wife and I can continue to heal from the damage I have caused.
On June 21st, 2011, Weiner officially resigned, but interestingly, was allowed to keep his $4 million campaign account, and the investigation opened by the House Ethics Committee was quickly and quietly closed, with apparently no additional consequences. In 2013, he ran for mayor of New York City and was crushed, and in 2016, things started to get real sketchy for the Weiner man once again. There were multiple leaks of cringy flirt texts with of-age women while he was still married, but on August 29th, Anthony deleted his Twitter, sparking rumors that something darker was going on. On September 22nd, 2016, the Daily Mail leaked many sexually explicit messages between the former congressman and a 15-year-old girl.
Anthony Weiner in more trouble for him. Child Services is now investigating the former congressman after his latest round of sexting, which included a photo showing his young son in the background. ABC's Mark Scavacampo is here with the latest.
New York City's Administration for Children's Services is investigating Anthony Weiner and his care for his 4-year-old son, Jared, after this photo became public. The lewd image sent to one of Weiner's alleged sexting partners and also showing the former congressman's son.
Which was quickly followed up by a federal subpoena for records including his phone and laptop. The NYPD obtained the laptop and apparently were so disgusted and appalled by the contents within the laptop that hardened NYPD veterans were crying and vomiting. The NYPD chief at the time said, "What's in the emails is staggering, and as a father, it turned my stomach." That NYPD chief was found dead, apparently by a self-inflicted gunshot wound, 1 month before his retirement and pension payout. Overall, 12 NYPD officers viewed the contents of the laptop. 9 of them are now dead. On May 19, 2017, Anthony Weiner pled guilty to transferring obscene material to a minor. Weiner served 18 months of his 21-month sentence. So when Chrissy Teigen says, "I'm gonna Anthony Weiner this kid," it literally can only mean one thing. This wasn't Teigen's only scandal involving Twitter. She also faced a backlash for allegedly bullying a young girl. Conveniently, for anyone interested in researching why Chrissy Teigen deleted over 60,000 tweets and blocked over 1 million accounts, that story has now been buried under a less career-threatening and less disturbing scandal, a technique or coincidence I see all too often when researching these stories. In a disturbing and strange coincidence, while researching this segment, I came across an article from 2014 titled, "John Legend and Chrissy Teigen Feed Protesters in New York City." And as I read the article, I came across the name Charles Wade, the man that helped coordinate the event for Teigen. Chasing the rabbit down its endless, ever-spiraling hole, I searched his name. Charles Wade, arrested for prostitution and sex trafficking.
If the person okayed it, I would eat a human. If you were at a very fancy restaurant and they were like a tiny piece of human meat.
No. I think the only way
You wouldn't try a tiny bite?
No.
Really?
Absolutely not.
Pick it out, read it, and answer.
Public place, you did it. Is this the best or the worst? What do you do?
The best?
Okay, the best? Probably the Obama thing.
John! What's the, oh God.
Oh God.
John?
What?
What is your wife talking about?
I don't know. We're not,
Here's to get back in. What happened?
we're not gonna discuss that.
We're not gonna discuss it?
We're not. We're
Wow.
not.
Oh my gosh. Secret Service. Come here, come back in. Look at John, look at, I don't,
We're not talking about it. That's the truth.
That is an awesome answer.
Not the White House.
It was not at the White House.
100% not the White House.
He was not elected yet. Okay. Anyway, we're moving.
Rapper Starship God came out and said that he slept with Birdman for his deal. Now, we've never heard of Starship God ever since then. Can't even find a recent picture of him anymore. But he said he signed a Rich Gang. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.
Yeah, a lot of take because I'm in my Rich Gang and shit. Keep trying to test me, y'all. Keep trying to test me. Keep trying to see if I'm under the 5 and shit. Anyway, yeah, I was on Media Takeout on World Star and shit. Yeah, Birdman for the deal. I'm gonna be real. Birdman for the deal, man. I suck Birdman. Rich Gang. On my face. Fuck Rich Gang for. I fuck Bird for the deal.
Buddy hops, Meek, because you got your ass beat in tennis. You got your ass beat. Keep going. Count out loud. Count out loud. Huh?
6, 7, 9, 40, 41, 42.
Keep going. Keep going.
7, 8, 9, 1, 2.
Keep going. Keep going. Don't cheat on your buddy hops. They suck. Your buddy hops suck. You got 250 more to go. Why are you doing buddy hops, Meek?
bouncing around like a bunny rabbit for white boys. So yeah, them niggas all the way.
What you mean by that?
Man, you saw that shit that nigga did on that whatever he was doing. He bouncing around, whatever that shit, on a tennis court for white people.
I don't know what you talking about.
Man, it's all on the internet. Man, nigga look like a black bunny rabbit, and he hopping and he bouncing, and the white folks is laughing and giggling at him. And then he got one of them where he doing a dance and a white man doing this, and Meek Mill's doing all kind of stupid shit, and he looking clownish. He ain't looking like James Evans off Good Times like no strong nigga.
Nicki Minaj husband registered as offender. Nicki Minaj husband registered as offender.
That's why with Russell Simmons sold everything because his attorney said if these look back windows come out, it's going to kill you. Russell sold all of his businesses, all of his homes, gave up everything and became a resident of Bali. Now you see him start surfacing and showing his face out because why? The look back windows are about to close.
Man.
So he'll probably start coming back to New York more and being a little bit more visible in the U.S.
Russell messed up. When all the allegations start to actually surface, he dipped.
Oh, he went to non-extradition countries.
He does not live in the U.S. anymore.
Good point. Oh, he doesn't?
No. He got up out of here. And he's been like sharing his opinion and trying to clear his name from over there. So that kind of looks guilty in itself.
Hey guys, I gotta admit, this story is kind of a little tricky for me to do because I know both people personally and I'm friends with one of them in particular. But back in 2015, I was working with Mr. Dalvin from Jodeci. We were developing a female R&B artist at the time, and we pretty much spoke on a daily basis, back then anyway. One day, at a hookah lounge, I asked Dalvin, I said, bro, what is one of the craziest things you've ever seen or experienced in Hollywood? He looks at me and he tells me a story that goes like this. One day, he was at an event, and when the event was over, he got a ride home from LL Cool J, which is my buddy. He tells me that LL Cool J tells him, hey man, you're pretty handsome. You should get into acting. You would probably do well out here in Hollywood. Dalvin said LL Cool J then, unmerited, reaches for a champagne bottle and begins to swallow the entire champagne bottle up to the neck and says, you got to get down with this. You know what I'm saying? Dalvin said it made him very uncomfortable and he was pretty much silent for the rest of the ride home. Now look, Dalvin told me this out of his own mouth. This is a grown man, 50-something years old. You know, I don't think he'd have a reason to lie. You know, it's whatever, man. But I'm just saying he told me this directly out of his own mouth. I didn't hear it from another source. I didn't read it somewhere. He told me this, so help me God. Look, I don't know LL Cool J to be that way. Like I said, I've known him since I was 16. He was the first person to put me in a real recording studio. So I don't know. People change, times change. I don't know. All I'm telling you is this is exactly what Mr. Dalvin told me about him. So get in the comments and let me know what you think about these extracurricular oral skills of LL Cool J.
I've heard that from people who work for Bad Boy, who've now departed, gays who were in Bad Boy, who have in fact told that he likes women, so he would have to be bisexual. I've heard Sean Combs is in fact bisexual. From people who used to work in his company. So I'm assuming I've not had sex with Sean Combs. I've not spoke to Sean Combs. But based on those sources, I've heard he's in fact bisexual. This is Tony Newman, and you're watching That's Hot. In my book, the memoir I Rise, published in April 2011, I mention rapper, actors, producers, and some of those that I have spoke publicly on is LL Cool J. I met as a street prostitute 15, 16 years ago.
Baby girl was straight that I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Dwayne Martin.
Okay.
Hollywood is the hurry up and wait game. So 3 minutes later, after them telling me, hey, you got eyes on Will, we need him to come watch this. So I'm running all over the studio. He's not in his dressing room. I go to the cafeteria. I'm like, but I see his car there. I'm like, where's this guy at? So now I'm holding Dwayne down too, so I have the keys to his dressing room. So I'm like, yo, and they're calling I'm on walkie-talkie and they're calling my cell phone. Yo, we need to get Will here. And I'm like, yo, kind of fuck down. Like, I'm trying to find this. Like, this is unlike him, right? So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal sex with Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing him. Murder, like murder. There was murder in there.
He basically put a restraining order against me.
Who did this?
Andre. And only people I know you put a restraining order against somebody unless it's a battered woman, like a wife, a baby mama. I didn't know a so-called gangster rapper would go put a restraining order against another man.
Right. It's very, because I know the way
Is that why you're saying he's gay?
I'm saying he's gay because there's a guy named Bruce and they've been sleeping together for years.
Oh.
And we had a meeting. We used to have these meetings in the red room, right? And once we had these meetings, you have to put everything on the table. Everybody has some drinks and wouldn't nobody lie. Because if anybody get caught lying, it was always a consequence.
Right.
So Tupac stood up and said, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. Dre, you's a faggot. Dre said, first of all,
right,
I'm not a faggot. He said, okay, well then you're a homosexual. He said, I'm not a homosexual. I'm bisexual.
These meetings are something
else. He said, you bisexual. He said, see, that's another thing I don't want to do. I don't want to be doing songs with a guy who's pounding other guys in the butt. then Dre said, Pac, I thought you was smart. You still dumb. If I want to pound some butt, I could do a woman. I'm a bisexual because I like to get my cheekbones blew out. I like to get pounded in the butt.
Oh my!
Well, let me just say, let me say something about this meeting because you're bringing us into the inner workings of a record company. A lot of people aren't used to this.
Really?
A lot of us live normal lives.